Welcome to the 2023 Point in Time Count training video. We are the Metro Denver Homeless Initiative, just one of the many organizations that come together each year to conduct our region's count. Thank you for your participation in this important event. During this training, we will be covering key information, including an overview of the point in time, safety tips, how you'll conduct the count, and show you the mobile tool we'll be using. Please watch until the end of this video as a link to the short survey is included. Completion of the survey is how you'll confirm your participation in the training, as well as how you'll complete the necessary waiver and confidentiality agreements.
So what is the point in time count? The point in time is an annual census of those experiencing homelessness, which generally occurs on the last 10 days of January. Put simply, it's a single night count which provides us a snapshot of the number of people experiencing homelessness on a given night. It is a requirement for federal funding which flows into our region. It also promotes community engagement and awareness, and provides data for assessment and planning on how to end and address homelessness. So who's included in the annual point in time? It includes those experiencing literal homelessness as defined by HUD, which falls into two categories, sheltered and unsheltered. You can see on your screen, sheltered includes such situations as emergency shelters, transitional housing and safe haven, as well as agency-paid motel rooms. You'll be focused on the unsheltered situations, which include places not meant for human habitation, such as vehicles, sidewalks, streets and doorways, underpasses, parks and trails, woods and encampments, abandoned buildings, as well as other places. If you're watching this particular training video, that means you'll be conducting the actual survey with people experiencing homelessness staying in unsheltered situations. Here are a few tips to keep you, as well as those you're surveying, safe. First of all, know who your team lead is and exchange phone numbers. Please only go where your team has been instructed to go, and remain within eyesight of your lead as well as fellow team members during the count. Please always announce yourself or make yourself known, and start the conversation by offering incentives. Our recommendation is to go in groups of 2 or 3. Large groups of volunteers with all those flashlights can be threatening to those experiencing homelessness. Please be aware of your surroundings at all times. Wear good shoes, comfortable clothing, definitely dress in layers, and trust your gut always. If something doesn't feel right, please don't approach or excuse yourself and walk away. Since you'll be conducting surveys, we wanted to share with you a few trauma-informed approaches. Please remember, you are a stranger coming into an area where someone is staying. So please be respectful of their choice whether or not to participate in the survey, as this is voluntary. And while we do have incentives, it is ultimately up to the person experiencing homelessness on whether or not to participate. Please also be sure to respect people's space by not taking pictures, socially distancing, and not blocking exits. Also, be sure to announce your presence, say hello, and ask to approach. Please do not knock on cars or attempt to open closed spaces such as tents, RVs, or other structures. It's also important to not surprise people or walk up unexpectedly. Please be sure to ask questions clearly and consistently while being aware of your tone. And also, this is just a kind reminder to be kind and don't judge. The people you're serving are experiencing homelessness, which is inherently traumatic. Here are a few interview do's. Please show up for your volunteer shift, talk to people in a respectful manner, and treat everyone with dignity. Be sure to introduce yourself and explain what you're doing. Later on today, we'll be going through some different scripts and some tools to help you do that. Please offer incentives first, regardless of an individual's participation. If people are sitting or lying down, it's helpful to try to meet them at their level. Please make sure to ask the questions as they are written in the mobile device. Participation is voluntary, but any survey question can be refused or skipped by participants. Please do your best to completely fill out the survey or observation form, and be genuine and thank people for their time if they did opt to participate in the survey. As you're surveying, here are things to not do. Please don't push to survey someone who does not want to talk. Simply record this as an observation unable to survey, and we'll show you how to do that in the app later on today. Please don't push to get answers if someone wants to skip a question. Don't point out or draw unnecessary attention to them. Please don't bring expensive or excessive personal items with you. Please do not promise housing or put yourself or others in danger, as well as please do not touch or wake up people who are trying to sleep. And as always, be sure to announce yourself or make yourself known. Don't surprise anyone. Here are some examples on how to introduce yourself, redirect a conversation, as well as wrap up a survey. So for example, if I were surveying, I may walk up to someone and say, "Hi, my name's Jamie, and I'm a volunteer with a point in time count. Would you like a pair of socks today? Have you talked to anyone today?" This survey is to learn more about your experience and services needed in our community. It's about 5 minutes long. Is that something you'd be interested in doing? Or may I ask you a few questions? Sometimes people will consent and begin the survey with you. However, they may want to share more of their story or just share different experiences they're going through. One way to redirect them back to the survey is saying something like, "I really appreciate you doing this survey and sharing your experience with me. I do have some other areas to cover tonight. Can we continue to the next question?" That's a great way to kind of move on to the next question while honoring the fact that that person is being open and sharing with you their experiences. At the end, it might be helpful to say something like, "Thank you so much for your time and for sharing this information. I really appreciate it. Take care." So when we're talking about the full survey or census method, we're talking about surveying those experiencing homelessness and asking them some pretty in-depth questions. During the point in time, your role is to be a surveyor. So we want to go through some things that you are responsible for, as well as things you are not responsible for. So things that you should be doing is approaching people about taking the survey and asking the questions as written, identifying yourself as a volunteer. If someone asks for help, handing out a resource card if provided, reporting any concerns you have to your point of contact, and then also directing any questions to your site point of contact. And then please be sure to arrive for your volunteer shift regardless of weather. Things you're not responsible for: responding to someone's concerns or comments, providing answers to questions about housing or services, providing anyone with direct assistance, responding to panhandling requests, finding someone a place to stay, or going out of your placement area to do a survey. One of the challenges with the point in time is how to identify vehicle dwellings. Please be sure to follow instructions from your team lead. If no one is visible near the car or it's late, just complete the observation form, which we'll show you later. Vehicle residence can generally be determined if it possesses at least 3 of the following 6 characteristics. Number 1, the view through the car from front to rear is blocked. At least one side window is blocked by sheeting, blankets, panels, and/or curtains. There is evidence of unfrozen condensation on the windows, as condensation from breathing is often a sign of habitation. At least one window is partially open. There are also often items associated with vehicle residency, such as generators, bicycles, or storage containers externally secured. There are also sometimes unusually large volumes of possessions, sometimes appearing as garbage because they're often in bags within or near the vehicle. In the next section, we'll actually review the mobile survey to familiarize you with it, as well as give you the opportunity to use a survey on your own.
We will now like to walk through the mobile tool with you. Please pause this video, open the web browser on the device you will be taking surveys on, and go to the link provided on your screen. Please note the link is case sensitive, so please make sure to capitalize the necessary letters shown in the link. Between now and January 29th, you will be able to use the mobile survey to familiarize yourself with it. Feel free to play around with the survey and submit as many as you would like between now and January 29th. The link will go live on the 30th, so do not enter any test surveys after the 29th. Once you have accessed the survey, please continue the video. Just a few notes about the tool. The mobile survey contains skip logic, meaning based on the answer to questions, the survey adapts to the next appropriate question. Be sure to collect information on all people in the household if more than one person is present. The survey requires an internet connection, however, paper surveys will be provided as backups. Before your shift, ensure your location services are on, specifically enabled for the web browser you intend to use. This will make surveying go much faster. This training will not go through every question on the survey, as most of it is self-explanatory, but we do ask that you play around with the mobile survey to familiarize yourself with it before your shift so that you feel comfortable as possible the day of the count. Once you get to the mobile survey, you will hit the Next button. The first thing you'll be asked is to fill out information about yourself and the city and county in which you are surveying in. The questions with the red asterisks are required fields and must be completed in order to proceed to the next screen. If you do not have a team lead, please enter the name of the person who we can reach out to later if we have questions. This may From there, the next part of the survey is recording the location for which you are conducting the survey. Prior to taking your first survey, please ensure you have turned your location services on for the browser you are using. Once you're at this part of the survey, you'll click on the map itself, and the map should automatically go to your precise location. Please review it recorded it correctly, and then click OK on the far top right corner. Now your location is set for this survey. If you're having issues accessing the map or your location is not being recorded appropriately, you can type in your nearest cross streets in the field below. We would prefer you try to use the map feature on your device, as this will help us record as accurately as possible the location of the survey. After selecting your location, you will have a series of questions to ask. Please read all the questions as they are worded and provide all available answers for the person to select from. As you will notice, some will have the option to select all that apply and others will not. Questions that contain a red asterisk are required and must be answered in order to proceed to the next screen. Some of the questions you will see are: where was your last permanent residence before becoming homeless? If you're not using any type of shelter services, why not? Is this the first time you're experiencing homelessness? How long have you currently been homeless, and so on. Complete this page and then select Next. The survey will then take you to the final page, which will be collecting information on the person's demographics. The last part of the survey collects certain demographics, as well as demographics on any other household members that may be present with them. You will see an option at the bottom of the survey to add additional household members. One of the questions is asking for their date of birth. We understand this feels intrusive, but this information is collected as it helps to take out any duplicates and gives us data on the age ranges of our unhoused neighbors. If they refuse to provide their date of birth, ask them if they would be comfortable sharing just the year they were born or simply their age. If the head of household's date of birth is on or after 1/31/1998, this indicates they are a youth, and additional youth supplemental survey questions will appear. Once you have completed all questions, you will hit the Submit button, and this will take you to the last screen that confirms your submission was successful. You can then select the word Here, underlined in blue, to submit another survey. The volunteer information you previously entered will auto-populate to the next survey. Repeat these steps throughout your covered area. Once you have completed the count, you can simply close out of the web browser.
Now that you've seen the survey and have access to it, we do encourage you to practice with a partner. Find someone and practice giving the survey using the tools and techniques that we've shared today. While we will be using the mobile version of the survey, a paper version is also available in the event that there's an internet outage or any other sort of unexpected technical issue. You can see here it has the same exact questions as the mobile device. It is 2 pages, and again, if someone is a youth, we'll also have the youth supplemental survey. Before we wrap up today, just a few important reminders and expectations. We do want to let you know that all information collected is kept confidential and used only in aggregate reporting. If you're ever uncertain of anything, please be sure to ask your team lead or point of contact. It's a great idea to practice the survey between now and the time that you'll be giving it. Being comfortable asking the questions and using the online device will make the day so much easier and so much more successful for you and the people that you're surveying. Please be sure to bring your fully charged phone and show up for your shift. If you're feeling ill, please make sure to contact your local coordinator, and then be on the lookout for further details regarding your community's count and how you'll specifically be engaging. As we said earlier, confirmation of completion is a requirement to participate. To confirm you've completed this training, please complete the short questionnaire found at the link on your screen.
And lastly, thank you from the Metro Denver Homeless Initiative, the organizations included in this count, as well as from those experiencing homelessness. We could not do this count without you and are so appreciative of your participation in the 2023 count. Thank you.